All right, we are here with Dr. Ida Greene, and she is going to help us understand using intuition, not tuition, intuition to increase our business. And this is such an interesting and unique topic because it's easy for us to fall into looking at numbers and statistics and like, oh, I should do this thing because this is what everybody is doing. So I'm really looking forward to hearing about how we can tune into our inherent knowledge of what we need for our business. So take it away, Dr. Greene.
Hello, everyone. There's magic in using your intuition in your business in your life. There's so much power in that. And most people don't realize we have this inner guidance built into us. The biggest problem is that it's dormant. It's a genie that's dormant and it needs to be awakened. It needs to be activated. And people don't know how to do that. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. But first of all, we have to acknowledge that we're divine beings. We have to acknowledge that we have intuition, we have inner guidance. Some people call it gut, some people call it instinct, some people call it the sixth sense. Whatever you call it, it doesn't matter as long as you know that you have a resource, really a genie, a magic genie available to guide you and support you. Most people, we all have negative thoughts. The thoughts come all day long. Even when we sleep, the thoughts are coming, they never go away. So we have to offset that. So we have to become aware that we have these negative thoughts. And when they show up, we have to dismiss them. We have to cast them aside because they're going to be there. There's going to be the worries, the doubts, the fear. Is this possible? Can I do this? Will this happen? It's always negative, always negative. Now we have to make a conscious effort to bring in the positive. But when you bring in the positive, you create a positive framework, I guess an environment where the seeds can grow and flourish. So whatever you're thinking, they'll be more likely to happen. Once you create this flower, it's like putting fertilizer in your garden. You just want to put some positive thoughts there and keep the positive thoughts. Even when the negative thoughts are coming, you got to overshadow the positive with the negative. Now, the biggest key is that many people do not know that you can activate, you can waken, you can fire up your intuition, your inner guidance. I call it the magic genie, and I've created a technique, a process how to do that, and I call it awakening your intuition. In fact, my I did it in 2017, and I call it intuition activation. And I still do this today because I realize that the energy, we're all energetic systems. There's energy in the world all the time. So we got to fire up and activate this into inner guidance, this energy, and make it work for us. So I do a process called, and we're going to do it with you in a few minutes, called intuition activation. Now, the power of that is that it gets you thinking positive. It gets you motivated to do things. When these divine thoughts come in, we have to act upon them. They're just constantly coming. God is speaking all the time. We're divine beings and we are children, part of God, the divine. So that makes us divine beings. And I sometimes use the word your God self, your high self, your divine self, whatever you want to call it. We are divine beings. We come from the divine, and we have this divine energy all around us in the universe. So why not tap in that and use it? Now you do have to. First of all, you have to have a positive mindset. You have to carve out some time for you could sit down and have the divine God pour into you. And the second thing, it becomes that you have to have faith and you have to believe that something's going to happen. When you first try it, it's not going to just happen right away because you're not conditioned. You have conditioned your mind to sit and be still and be in the silence. So I teach a process called going to the silence and staying into silence until something happens. And for some people, you may have to start with 1 minute and go up to 5 or 10 minutes, increase it. Ideally, you want 20 minutes a day. And I've been doing this now for the past 20 years. When I first started doing meditation, transcendental meditation, and I go into the silence twice a day for 20 minutes. And I tell you, it's nerve wracking because you think, well, when is this going to be over? I set a timer so I know when it's going to end, so I don't have to be thinking when it's going to end. I can just tap into the process. So once you keep doing that, you will get messages. You'll hear something from the divine. And you once you finish that, you have to write down those whatever those answers, those questions, or whatever those leads were you're given to you, you got to write them down. What I find is that sometimes those leads come in the middle of the night, and I used to, not anymore. I used to wake myself up to get those leads. Now I just write whatever's when I first wake up. I just write what's coming to my mind and write it on a piece of paper. I have a piece of paper by my bedside, and I write that down all the time. Also, you have to carve out a dedicated time for this to happen. So every time when I wake up in the morning time and I go to the toilet, I sit there and I have a paper and pad right by the toilet and I start writing. That's my creative time. So whatever thoughts come to me, I write down those thoughts and those ideas. I got an idea this morning I'm gonna follow up with. So you gotta follow with the idea. It doesn't matter, doesn't make any sense to get the idea and not follow up. So you have to follow with the idea. Even if it seems crazy. Now let me say this. I want you to understand this. Everything that God gives us or tells us is stages and steps. He never give us a whole recipe. He'll give you one thing and another piece and another piece. Like he gave me an idea last week. I was wanting to find some boys I wanted to my have a goal to create scholarship money for African American boys to send to the college. And it seemed like it wasn't getting the money that I wanted because it was going to come from my counseling, my coaching business. So God gave me this idea to create a scholarship for a struggling entrepreneur. So I posted on Facebook. I'm creating a scholarship for a struggling entrepreneur. I have a 90-day program, and that's 1797. So I'm gonna give that person that. Then I got an idea to give, like I said, help a young boy to counsel a young boy. So I put that on Facebook as well. Then about a week later, Inez called me. She said, we met in 2013. And Facebook showed some memory. And she was telling me that she wanted to become a real estate person. And she just had a baby, her second baby, and she was feeling some postpartum depression. I said, I'm gonna I'm gonna adopt you and your son. I said, I'm gonna give you the 90-day scholarship and I'm gonna adopt your son. So already I have a motivation. I have a motivation to get the money for the scholarship. And I woke up this morning. I thought, how am I gonna get this money now? Adopted this boy. Well, she said, would you adopt both my boys? I said, okay, I will. So I adopted the 11-month-old and the 6-year-old. So now I'm more motivated than ever because I have 2 African American boys that I can start getting money, realizing and growing the money for them to go to college. So I got this idea. And so this morning the idea came to me, you do these business diagnostics. Won't you start selling these things to somebody, talk to somebody about business diagnostics? So I'm going to be when I get this call, I'm going to be talking to someone about the business diagnostic. So you see, it started with one idea and it led to another, but I had no idea that here I'm going to be adopting a woman, helping to start her business and then helping to send her 2 boys to college. So now I have the 2 boys, the African American boys, to send to college. So we have to really listen to these ideas and act upon them. Let me just say that the divine God has given me many ideas in the past. Now I give readings. Now I call them soul reading. But in the past, I give and readings, I get readings. And the lady told me, she said, you have missed so many opportunities. They just pass by your way. And opportunities come all the time. Just yesterday, the day before yesterday, I got a call in the morning. In fact, I was on a Zoom call, but I got a call to call this man back. He wanted me on this podcast. So I called him back and couldn't reach him. I called him back the day before. Yesterday, they called me at 9 a.m. He only gave me 5 minutes, but I was on his podcast to talk about anything I want to talk about my business. So that was a gift came from the universe. I was not expecting that. He didn't charge me any money or anything. So I was able to talk about my intuition. So the gifts are always there, but we have to be
It takes
open
a
to
lot of
receive.
trust,
Yeah. Oh,
trust in
that's
the
one thing
process.
I'm going to take to. We have to have trust and we have to have faith. You got to have trust that this is working, that the universe is always guiding you. You got to trust, even though you don't believe it, you got to have that trust. And you have to have that, I call it mustard seed faith that Jesus talked about. I always say, God, Jesus, give me that mustard seed faith because Jesus said, greater things you would do than I would do. No one has done anything greater than Jesus, not even me. I thought, when am I going to get started? I
Not even you.
have faith. So we do have to have that mustard seed faith. Even when it's not working, we have to have that mustard seed faith because something will happen. You just have to keep out pitching it, and eventually we will see some results. But first, you have to have a positive mindset. You certainly have to create some quiet time for you to be still listening. You also have to have trust. You have to have faith. And you also have to connect with the divine. And so in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how I connected with the divine and make that divine connection. But I've been doing this over a number of years and it's gotten better. When I first started, I was very shaky. It was not very good at that. But now I just go into the silence. In fact, now God is speaking to me all day long, all day long. The thoughts are coming, the messages are coming. So I just have to be ready to receive. So when I tell people when they meet me, I say, you're here to give me a blessing, either I'm to bless you. So who's going to bless whom? Either
Whoa,
I'm here
whoa.
to support you or you're here to support me. So let's make this collaboration. People are always there to help and serve us. So I tell myself, since I don't have any family in San Diego, I tell myself, I go to meet my family. So whenever I leave out of my house, I'm going to meet my family. Whoever I talk to, you're my family. Right now, I'm talking to my family. You're my family. So we are brothers and sisters. We are all connected to divine. A month ago, God gave me a picture. A tree. It was a tree, and all of us were leaves on a tree. Like we're all, and some of the trees die off, and then some will get more leaves. So we're all a part of the tree of life. And the Bible talks about it, and Jesus talked that tree of life. But this tree, we're always on that connected to each other. So whatever hurts me hurts you. What pain, what sorrow, whatever you're going through, I go through it. I go through energetically because I'm watching you, I'm connecting you. So my heart bleed when your heart bleed. So I want to support you and love you and support you because as I give love, that love returns back to me tenfold. So I'm giving out love all the time. I'm smiling. I'm sharing my joy, my happiness. When I can help you smile, then I smile in turn. But we have to be open to receiving. And this is the biggest problem for myself. I love to give, but I had trouble receiving. And I had a lady one day ask me, are you too good for me to give to you? And I said, no. So now I become a great receiver. This dress I'm wearing is a gift someone gave me. So now
It
I'm
is surprisingly challenging.
a
I think
great receiver.
for a lot of us, it's very hard to, I don't know. For me, definitely, it's so much easier to serve than to receive and to be gracious and let people practice their serving as well. Very challenging.
It is challenging, and we don't see what a blessing it is to let people give to us. So every day I find a penny every day. And so I tell myself I'm employed by God, and I just tell God to take care of me, and I will do whatever God tells me to do. So whenever I get an idea to go someplace to do something, I do it because that's God speaking to me and telling me, we're the hands and eyes of God. God is an energy. And we are the hands and eyes. We are his vessels. And we have to do our good in the universe. That's why we have a body. We were created with a body to use this for good. So use your hands, your eyes, your nose, your words for good to change the world in a positive way. We are God's instrument of love, joy, peace. Anything that's going to happen in the world, good, is going to happen through us. God works through us. God is in us, and we are the outpicturing of God. We are the vessels. We are the way God shows up. This is how God shows up
And I
as
can
me and
see how
you.
this really aligns too with the business side, because the people that I work with and the people in my audience are building businesses that are meant to improve and to serve people and to bring more joy and love. And I think that that idea about being able to receive really hits as well, because for many of us, it's hard to be charging money and to be really running it as a business, because we just want to help so much and we don't want to, we feel bad about bringing in money for it. But I think maybe that's part of learning to receive.
And what I just got an idea just now, God spoke to me. I am going to I charge for these business diagnostics. I charge $4.97. But any of you who are willing, who want a business diagnostic, you can reach me or reach Carolyn. I will give you a business diagnostic, a $4.97 business diagnostic, and I want you to make a donation to my nonprofit. Whatever you choose to give to the nonprofit, I think it's www.centerofselfesteem.com is the name of the nonprofit. I think it's .org. And you can go on the website and make a donation. So if you want to get a business diagnostic, reach out to Carolyn or myself, and I will do that. What I do is analyze intuitively your business. You are your business. So I clear all your chakras and tune them up and fine tune them and get you aligned so that you can be open to receive. And you get a message about your business. You are the business. So I fire you up and clean out your chakras so you can be open to do more with your business. And really, these business diagnostics, I did one in 2017 with Rich German, and it really helped him. Now, he's a successful business person, but I went back last week to his joint event called Collaborate, and he said it really helped him a lot. So I want to help you to fire up your business and certainly do that business diagnostic. So how much time do we have, Carol?
We have about 15 more minutes.
Good, because I want to did show them how the soul reading. I do the soul readings, and these soul readings. So I'm going to connect with my divine self, with my inner guidance, my inner wisdom, with really the creator, with God, and I'm going to show you how I do that. And I guess Kellen, I could give you a soul reading or whatever. I could just do one, whatever. So since you're here, I'll demonstrate it with you and give you the soul reading so people can understand how that works. And also, I charge for these soul readings too, but I'm going to demonstrate to Carol through Carolyn how I do that. And so we're going to be doing that soul reading for her. So what I
Does
do,
that help us? Does that help with the intuition as well?
oh yeah, it connects you. It connects you with the divine. In fact, I will go into my divine connection with source, with spirit, and then I'm gonna probably you can ask me questions when I'm in that divine state. That'd probably be the better way to do it. Either I could just tell you what spirit is showing me about you. So I could do both. I'll tell you what spirit is showing me about you. Then you can ask me a question. Is that okay?
All right.
All right. And I'm going to go into that divine place right now. Heavenly Father, we come to your holy throne today with your beautiful audience, but also with your beautiful daughter, Carolyn. So we want to invite all the angels, all the ascended masters. We want to invite you, Jesus, into this session, the master healer and lover and divine source creator, God. We want to invite you into this session too. And before we start this, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you with 10,000 tongues We thank you, 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 oh, we thank you. So it is. Amen. Um, Carolyn's spirit is showing me that first of all, it's saying you're a beautiful soul and you're doing beautiful work and you have a beautiful outreach where you're helping a lot of people. And what you want to do is to take, there's a big gift, a beautiful gift, blessing coming your way. And you want to tap into that beautiful gift and that divine. And how you want to do that, I'm going to give you this message that divine is saying and want to have you. But one of the things that you can do is to set aside some time so that you can hear those messages as well. So Spirit wants to talk to you as it talks to all of us, and it wants to guide you into a process of how you can steer your business into a bigger way. So what we're seeing here is that there's a bigger, like I see a rainbow and a big horizon there for you, where you can move in a different, not a different direction, but peak up, wrap up what you already have and what you're already doing. And you have to do this every day to ramp up and to grow yourself, to grow your divine self. So it's going to be a growing of your divine self so that can happen, so that your light can shine brighter. So what I'm gonna do for you before I leave, I'm gonna polish your aura so that you can shine more brightly. So I'm just gonna take some time right now to polish your aura, your energy field, starting with the crown chakra, where we have to put energy around the crown chakra because that's where divine comes in. Divine energy, divine light comes in through the crown chakra. So we just polish up the crown chakra so that it can shine more, the light can come in clear. Just polishing, polishing, polishing. And I'm going to do some activation at the same time. Just doing some energetic activation of your crown chakra. Now you should see some colors, and you may see a rainbow, you may see a yellow or white, but I certainly want you to bring in white light. So what color do you see around your crown chakra? Close your eyes for a minute and tell me what colors you see. Do you see the colors?
I think like a very pale yellow.
Okay, I want to make that white. We're going to increase it to white. So I'm going to put the more white light around the crown chakra, the easy spirit will be able to come through. You'll be able to hear those voices more clearly. So I'm going to put in some more white light around the crown chakra. Is it white now? Or is it still yellow, gold?
I think it's white.
Oh, good. Let's keep it white. I'm just going to polish up that white light so that spirit can come through more clearly so you can hear and you can receive more energy. Just bring it in, the white light. And I'm activating your crown chakra, activating the crown chakra, activating. Now you should have a strong white light right now around your crown chakra. Tell me if it's still white, or is it still white?
It's very hard for me to see these things. I've always had a.
All right. Well, I can see that it is white. So I'm gonna put some more white light around so that you can feel it. So I want you, if you can't see, I want you to be able to feel that. You should feel a tingling sensation, a throbbing sensation around the white light, so that you'll be able to receive it. And you can may feel it or see it. If you can't see it, you can feel it. You can also hear that sensation. So we have several ways that spirit will come into us. It either allows to hear the energy like a waterfall or ocean wave coming in, but the energy is going to be pulsating throughout the crown chakra, pulsating, activating. Even if you don't see, you will be able to feel You're going to experience a difference with me activating your crown chakra. Activating, 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 activating. And I'm just sending energy around your crown chakra, just the crown chakra. And even if you can't see, if you can feel, you can experience. If even if it doesn't, you think that nothing's happening, something is happening. She will feel a difference throughout the day just from this activation. You have to have faith. You have to have trust, and know that what happened did happen, and this does entail you having some faith. I'm feeling energy pouring, tingling from my fingers, so I know the energy is flowing through you right now. Okay, all righty. We're going to end our session here so we can have some time to see what she experienced. And Father, we thank you for this opportunity to awaken, to activate, to refire Carolyn's inner guidance and intuition. Is certainly we thank you. We trust that we know that something good has happened and is happening for her, through her, and with her. And we thank you. 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 We thank you for the magic and the ability to fire up and to reawaken our intuition. We thank you. 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 And so it is. Amen. Okay, so what was that experience like?
I wish that I was able to connect with the energies the way some of the people around me do.
Uh-huh.
I have my cousin is a Reiki master, and my husband is very attuned to auras and all of that energy field. And I feel like I have a block. Like maybe I'm just not
We just
built
opened
for
we
it.
just
But
moved that block today. So I want you to have the faith and the trust that something did happen. So before this day is over, Spirit's going to show you that something did take place. So we're going to set aside all that doubt, all that judgment, and we're going to know that something did take place because Spirit is magical. It's working all the time. It never works. So you're one of God's precious daughter, and you're doing a great work. So you will be blessed today. You just want to be able to receive your blessing and know that even though you didn't see it, and this is for your orders, even if you don't see it, if you don't feel it, if you don't believe it's there, have faith and trust and know that something has happened. This is where
like
your
you said,
faith and your trust come in.
with the transcendental meditation, I was initiated when I was 13, and my parents have been TM meditating for 50 years. And things they used to say is it works in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get frustrated, as a teenager, like, how come I'm not feeling a result? And it's like the results are happening, even if you don't know. So that's what that reminds me of, that it is working, even if you're not seeing it.
Absolutely. But Spirit's going to give you an idea. So I'm going to ask Spirit to give you some. Usually I ask people when I'm with them, I ask them to give them a signal with their ear, their hearing, their fingers, or some sensation to know that it did work. And I also tell my clients, even if you think it didn't work, something is happening. And this is where the faith and comes in and the trust. We have to trust that the negative doubts and the believer, nothing is happening. Well, God is speaking all the time. God is healing all the time. God is creating a new thing all the time. Miracles are happening every day, right now. We just have to trust, accept, have that faith, that mustard seed faith, and know that something has happened. We're breathing. The fact that you're breathing, you don't think about breathing. We have the blocks about receiving. So tell yourself, I am a great receiver. Can you say that now?
I am a great receiver.
I'm open to receiving the gift Dr. Greene gave me today.
I am open to receiving the gift that Dr. Greene gave me today.
And so it is. And just saying that, being open to receive, it inspires the universe to say, okay, you got it. Let me give you some more then. My mother always said that God said, if you take one step, I'll take two. So we have to start with the acceptance, the awareness, the acknowledging that God is alive, that God is speaking. This universe was here before we came. And when we leave, it's going to still be here. The sun, the moon, the energy, the ocean's going to stay where it is. It's not going to come in our house. We're going to, everybody come into this world, keep breathing, have all the bodily functions going, and we don't have to figure this out. When it's time to leave the planet, we will know. But until we leave the planet every day, we have to have a positive expectation of something good happening. And just know that we are the vessels, we are the conduits, we are the place where God speaks. And I'm sorry about this phone here. Okay. But anyway, you
God's
can,
trying to call.
yeah, you can see this, hear this as a good call, and something good can happen. So that's right. You can see anything that's happening as a signal for you to receive your good. Sometimes good things happen. So we got to look at everything as sees everything as good, and the universe conspiring for our good. And I just tell myself, God is conspiring for my good. The universe is conspiring for my good, and it's for your good too. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are a child of God. You're the conduit of God. You create. We asked to come here. We asked to be in a body. We asked to be a vessel, and we want to do good. So you asked to come here. No one forced you to come here. Don't be angry with your parents. They were just a conduit for you to get into the planet. Once you get here, it's up to you to survive or thrive or whatever you do. But you asked to come here. You were not born forced to come here. Everyone, some people come crippled, handicapped, whatever way they need to grow themselves. But people come, we all have challenges. We all are here to grow and to evolve. So your main reason for coming to this body is to grow, to evolve, to become a better person, become a vessel that spirit, God, source can use for good in the universe. So we are divine beings. We come from divine. We are divine beings. See yourself as a beautiful being of light, a beacon of light, and see the light coming out from you out into the world and shining into the world. You came here by divine appointment. You asked to come. So do your best good while you're here, because you're not going to be here long. You may be gone tomorrow. Who knows? So do what you can do today, because tomorrow is not promised. You may not live to get to tomorrow or next week or next month. Make every day count. Make today matter. Do your good today, this hour. Live in the moment. Be grateful for this moment. Be grateful for the breath of life. You're here right now. You may not be here tomorrow, tonight, but you are here right now, and you're alive and you're in a body. So acknowledge that. Be grateful just being alive, being in a body, being able to see, to hear, and to think, and to express yourself. Some people don't have the gift of expression. Some people don't have ears, hands. Whatever you have in your body is a gift. You are a gift. You're here, you're alive. Use your gifts and do good in the world. This is Dr. Ida. Now I'm called the Soul Whisperer, and I do these soul readings. And so certainly, I want to train, teach other people how to do it. That's why I have a 5-week program. In that program, I do a 20-minute where I fire up all the chakras in the body and cleanse them out and purify them. And then people are able to hear, see, and to feel that energy. Then I teach them how to go into the silence. Then I go back and do it again. So in that 5-week program, they're able to give me a reading, tell me what they see about my body. Then I can train them how to do it for other people in my 90-day program, my 6-month program, and my year-long program, which is an apprentice program, where they learn from me a whole year. Because I give angel reading. I also connect with the angels, with the spirit guides. I do a past life, but really from birth on. I call it past life, really past life from the time you were born in this lifetime, and clip all the trauma. We all have been traumatized, and we have so much hurt and pain and sorrow. So we clear all that out of your body. Also, I do a reparenting where I connect people with spiritual parents. You still keep your biological parents, but you have a spiritual parent. As long as they're in the program, they can use these spiritual parents to help guide them and help them with a different place. So it's just a wonderful thing where you get to hear, you see, you meet your guardian angel, your spirit, 12 angels, your spirit guides. So this is just a wonderful opportunity. So I am really glad to be here. So I'm gonna give you a chance to ask me some questions. I've done a lot of talking. Go ahead and ask me a question.
All right, I have two questions.
Uh-huh.
First is, what is the number one thing that someone can do at home to tap into their intuition?
Carve out 20, at least 5 minutes a day, consistently, twice a day, to sit in the silence and just be still. Say to yourself, I'm open to hear, I'm open to receive. It's not the time to ask God questions. God, what will you have me to know? Speak through me, speak to me, tell me what you have me to know. And if you keep doing that, you're going to get an answer. Something it's going to, you're going to get an answer. It's going to say, you're going to hear something, but you have to carve out that really 20 minutes is better. Because when I first did transcendental meditation, they said 20 minutes. But 5 minutes, I tell people, some people have ADHD and they can't sit 5 minutes, long 20 minutes. So start with 5 minutes, set aside the 5 minutes once a day, then expand it twice a day, but sit in the silence, be still, and like myself, make sure you don't have the phone on, take the phone off, be quiet, be still, and something will happen. If you just did this for a month, you're going to see something happen. But you also have to have the positive expectation of something good is happening to me right now. So you have to have the trust, you have to have the faith, and you also have the inner knowing that something good is happening, even though you don't see it. That's where the doubt and the worry come in. It keeps us from seeing our good. But you got to push that aside and say, I believe and I know something is happening, and have that mustard seed faith, and something will happen. And certainly you can always come to me and I can, it sometimes we all need help, and our intuition need to be fired up. So certainly that's what I do, is reawaken. For some people awaken, some people re-fired up. We have our intuition activate at least once a month. So you can't ever get too much of this intuition activation. So I'm willing to give
That's my second question. What is the best way for people to reach you?
Oh, the best way to reach me is, well, just by listening to 619-262-9951 is my phone number. If you go on my website, I have a free intuition book, and you can get that is www.askdrida.com, www.askdrida.com, and get your free intuition book.
Fantastic.
You can also schedule a session with me on that. I'll give you the link right now. It's www.calendly.com/Dr. Ida Greene /30 MIN. MIN in minutes. And that will give you with me.
Fantastic.
And my email is idagreene@idagreene.com, idagreene@cox.net.
All right. Excellent. Lots of ways to get to you. That is what we like. All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up today, but I want to thank you so much for coming on and inspiring us. And I feel better already. So, yeah.
Yeah. So remember, your intuition is there waiting for to use it for your business and your life. Just say yes.
Just say yes. Say yes to it. Say yes to the universe.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I will be talking to you later.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, everyone. Love, the best is yet to come.